My name is Melanie. I am 32 years old. I live alone in my small apartment. I work as a nurse at the big city hospital. I am happy with my job. My patients liked me. The doctors trust me. But when I come home in the evening, I feel lost. One evening, I was walking home from the hospital. Suddenly, a car hit me from behind. I fell onto the ground. Luckily, the car was not driving fast. I was only shaken. I was not injured. A man quickly came out of the car. He was wearing a suit. He looked worried. He held my hand and helped me stand up. He said, "Are you hurt? Did you get injured?" I said, "No, sir. I am okay." He asked me to sit in his car. He wanted to drive me home. I said no to his offer at first, but he said again and again. At last, I sat in his car. When I reached my apartment, I said, "Thank you, sir. Thank you for dropping me home." He left with a warm smile. In my house, I could not stop thinking about him. "Stop it, Melanie," I told myself. "Stop thinking about him. He was just a kind stranger who helped you." A few days later, I was working in the hospital. I saw a patient who had an injury on his head. It was the same man who helped me. He smiled when he saw me. He remembered me. I wrapped a bandage around his head. I said, "How did you get injured, sir? Did you hit someone again?" He laughed. He said, No, I did not hit anyone. I fell from the stairs at home." We both laughed together. He asked about my work schedule. He said, "Melanie, do you work here every day? When do you leave for your house?" I told him everything. Then he said, "I will wait for you downstairs at the hospital entrance. I will drop you to your house." I blushed with happiness. I said, "You don't need to do this much for me, sir." But he shook his head. He said, "You helped me when I was worried, Melanie. Now it is my turn to help you." In the evening, we drove together in his car. We talked for hours. Now he always came to pick me up. Slowly, we both fell in love. Now he stayed with me at my house. We spent more and more time together, but the good days did not last. One morning, I went to the market to buy some groceries. I was walking past a bakery and I froze. I saw him, the man I loved. He was standing with a woman and a child. The child was about 10 years old. The man was laughing. The woman was holding his arm. They looked like a perfect, happy family. My heart stopped. He had cheated me. He had lied to me. He had a wife and a child. Tears filled my eyes. I ran straight home. I cried in my room. In the evening, he came again to pick me up just like always. But this time, I was ready. I opened the door and said angrily, "How dare you cheat on me? You have a wife and a kid. Do you have no shame at all? Betraying not only me, but your wife too." He looked confused. Then he said, "Melanie, I love spending time with you. Don't worry, my wife does not know this." My heart broke. "I am not a club girl," I shouted. "I will not spend time with a man who lies." I ran away from the door. My eyes were full of tears. From that day on, that man never came to pick me up. He was gone. A few days later, a new doctor came to the hospital. His name was Andrew. He was handsome. All the nurses wanted to be near him, but I did not care. I did not even look at him. One day, I was walking to the hospital from my house. My mind was still lost in sadness. A car hit me again. I got a minor injury on my knee. The man came out of the car. It was Andrew, the new doctor. I said to myself, God, am I the only person in the world who always gets hit by a man's car? Andrew quickly bandaged my knee. I looked up at him. I was angry. I remembered the last betrayal. I said, "Don't bother, doctor. Don't tell me to sit in your car and that you will drive me home. Don't worry. I can walk on my own." Andrew looked surprised, but he let me go. A week later, I busy with a patient. Suddenly, Andrew came running toward me. He said, "I am so sorry, Melanie. I am sorry I accidentally hit you with my car." He was asking for an apology. Then he ran toward his patient, but he made a mistake. He fell on his knees. I could not stop myself. I laughed loudly. Just like that, Andrew and I started to become closer. We spent a lot of time talking. He was funny and kind. One evening, Andrew said he loved me. He wanted us to be together. I loved Andrew too, but I was scared. What if he also left me? So I asked him, "Promise me, Andrew. Promise me that you will never leave me." He promised. Now we began to live together. One day I felt sick. I took a test. I was pregnant. I was happy. I messaged Andrew. I told him our big news. Andrew replied quickly. He said he was very happy. He sent me hearts and kisses. But the next day, Andrew did not come to the hospital. He did not come the day after that. I was afraid. I started to feel betrayed again. My heart was sinking. My friends tried to find him, but he was nowhere to be found. A month passed. Andrew never came back. I stopped going to the hospital. I was left alone in my house crying. One afternoon, I went to the market to buy food. There, I saw Andrew. He was laughing. He was with a woman. Now I was sure. Andrew cheated on me just like the first man. My heart broke. I ran from there. I did not want him to see me. I reached my house. I shut my room door and fell to the floor. I cried and cried. Why did I ever believe a man again? The next day I felt tired and weak. My mind was heavy. I tried to forget Andrew, but his face came back again and again. Then the doorbell rang. I opened the door. It was Andrew. He said, "I am sorry I left you alone, Melanie." My eyes turned red with anger. Before he could say another word, I gave him a hard slap, then another and another. I hit him until my hands hurt. I began to shout at him. "Rascal! Bastard! How dare you make fake promises? You deceived me. You were laughing with another woman in the market. Go away from here." I shut the door and fell on the floor, crying. Then Andrew spoke from the other side of the door. He said, "Melanie, I love you. I will always love you even if you beat me. When you messaged me about our child, I was happy. Melanie, I was so happy. My sister lives in another city. She is the only family I have left. I went to bring her here. I wanted to share the news with her. But when I arrived there, I had a terrible accident. My car was crushed. My phone was destroyed. I did not even remember your phone number. I was hospitalized for a month. My sister stayed with me. When I recovered, I came back as fast as I could. The woman you saw in the market, that was my sister. I still love you, Melanie. But if you are angry at me, I will go. I will come back for you when you are ready, my love. Andrew began to cry. I quickly opened the door and hugged him. I said, I was so afraid. I was afraid you left me. I am so sorry, Andrew. I hit you. I never even thought that you suffered too. Andrew picked me up in his arms and carried me into my house. His sister was already inside. She had been waiting, worried for her brother. She welcomed me with open arms. When she saw Andrew's red cheeks, she looked confused. She asked, Brother, what happened to your face? Andrew looked at his sister and said, Melanie just kissed me very hard. It made my cheeks red. All three of us laughed loudly. The next week, Andrew and I married. We live together now. We love each other. And we have our new baby who is surrounded by honest love. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.